Pomona, California, in that great race between Tony Schumacher and Larry Dixon. Identical ETs, identical mile per hour. It's only the 5th time it's happened.
Well, and we talked about the rivalry last year, and we all missed Tony Schumacher winning the championship. Nobody called that, but he went out and proved us all wrong. He was 4-1 over Larry Dixon last season, but Larry Dixon got the better of the first race of the season, and the key was, like you said, identical elapsed times, identical speeds. That's going to be the basis of this rivalry for the rest of this season.
And Dixon took it all the way to the finish line, where he celebrated in the 50th winner's circle with Darian. 40 years ago, though, it was Larry Jr. with his father. A nice moment in Pomona, California, and right now Larry's standing by with our own Gary Gerald. Good morning, G-Man.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, race fans. Boy, you got to be a dedicated race fan to be out here in the chill and a little dampness, but it's going to get better. What a start to a brand new season for this man, Larry Dixon. His 49th career win on the 50th Winter National. We just saw a picture of you and your dad when you were a little whipper. He won 40 years ago. He's holding you in victory lane. And then last weekend we see you with your 3 youngsters. How special was that?
Oh, it's big. I mean, especially when you see that. I mean, I'm still at the racetrack racing, and now you're carrying on to the next generation. I mean, you know, going after we'd planned before the race, win, lose, or draw. We were going to Disneyland, and you know, hopped in our Toyota Sequoia and went there, and it's a lot more fun after getting the win for sure.
Do you think that someday we're going to see a 3rd generation of Dixons driving one of these cars?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to stop him, but I mean, you grow up around the sport no different than Ken Griffey Jr. watching his dad play ball, or you know, Little Al watching his dad race, and it's just something you're raised around. I tell people I'm a product of my environment, and I guess I'm doing the same to them.
And a pretty doggone good product of his environment. And isn't it interesting that he's going to face the same guy he faced to start his week last Sunday, Steve Chrisman, round number 1 of eliminations.
Very interesting indeed, G-Man. Of course, his car owner, Alan Johnson, not only a great crew chief, but owns Alan Johnson Performance Engineering, and had a little impound issue in Pomona. They took a look at some superchargers and found some problems with his.
Well, the controversy stems from the fact that the superchargers were not submitted for approval at the middle of last season, and also the specifications for the opening at the top of the superchargers are not correct. Now, the issue is, basically I talked with Graham Light, if the supercharger would have been submitted for approval last season, it would have passed even with the opening, because the specification for the opening now was at the beginning of the season. So basically it was about a half a square inch. Personally, I don't think there was any performance advantage. Alan Johnson spent basically the beginning of this race welding up the superchargers himself, for both himself and his customers, to bring them back within specifications, and pretty much all those teams, including his, went out there and ran just as well.
Yeah, and the NHR will take a look at that between now and Gainesville. Should any fines or penalties be levied, we'll know when we head back to Gainesville. Don't forget